Elite Facts presents
10 of the world's most dangerous birds.
10.
Red-tailed hawk. First up on this list, we have the vicious red-tailed hawk. This breed of hawk is a common bird of prey that can be found across North America. These creatures would typically weigh somewhere between 2 and 4 pounds. Not too heavy, right? Well, don't let that fool you, as the wingspan of red-tailed hawks usually measures between 38 and 43 inches. Their wings are broad and the tail is short. Female birds of this species of hawk are larger than males. They prefer to live in open areas. As you can expect, the powerful talons are the main weapon of the red-tailed hawk. Now you're probably thinking, what exactly makes the red-tailed hawk so dangerous? Well, first off, they're hawks. Hawks are pretty dangerous creatures in general. But aside from that obvious fact, red-tailed hawks defend their territory fiercely. They become aggressive if you cross their boundary and would attack with their powerful talons. It could result in severe injuries.
9.
Lamergaier. Next up on this list, we have one of the oldest vultures in the world, the Lamergaier, also widely known as the bearded vultures. This huge breed of vulture has been known to grow to around 7 kilograms and has a massive wingspan between 2.3 to 2.8 meters. The Lamergaier is known to inhabit high mountainous regions of southern Europe, southern Africa, and Asia. The massive wings and wingspan allows it to glide effortlessly above high mountains. As for their diet, like most vultures, they feed off of carrion and bones. But unlike most vultures that break bone down, this one can eat small bones up whole. They use dropping techniques if they get large bones. That's dropping large bones from a great height onto hard rocks to break them up. Thus, they could eat marrow inside the bones. And not just bones. They use the same dropping technique for prey like hard-shelled tortoises. But this technique could cause severe injuries to humans within the zone, as it's been the cause of multiple injuries, most of them being fatal. Best to look up.
8.
Ostrich. Okay, do we really need to go into detail on why ostriches are so dangerous? Well, for the sake of this video, I guess we do. So ostriches are flightless birds found only in open country in Africa. So it should come as no surprise that the ostrich is one of the largest living bird breeds in the world, as adult males generally reach about 2.75 meters tall. That's around 9 feet. But it must be said that almost half of their weight is in their neck, and they weigh more than 150 kilograms, or 330 pounds. Usually you'll find these birds in pairs, in small flocks, or in large aggregations, depending on the season. Now, here's where we get into why these things are dangerous. So if you don't know, the ostrich has quite the powerful kick to it. This is why the ostrich relies on its strong legs to protect itself rather than its beak, although that doesn't mean they wouldn't use that either. Anyway, a frightened ostrich can achieve a speed of 72.5 kilometers, or 45 miles per hour. Want to know how strong their kick is? Their kick is so powerful that if provoked, their kicks are capable of killing lions and other large predators. Don't believe us on how strong their kicks are? Just ask friends and family of famous musician Johnny Cash, who at one point in his life kept an exotic animal park with ostriches on his property. Cash encountered an aggressive male ostrich several times during his walks in the woods in 1981, and on one occasion, Cash brandished a 6-foot stick and swung it at the bird, who dodged the swipe and slashed at Cash with its foot. Cash noted that the blow struck him in the stomach, and if it weren't for a strong belt buckle, he said the ostrich's toe claw would have cut his abdomen open and killed him. So yeah, ostriches are pretty dangerous creatures. If you see one at a zoo, maybe keep your distance depending on how it's kept captive.
7.
Great horned owl. Next up, we have the first of 2 owl breeds to appear on this list. So it's fairly common knowledge that owls can be pretty dangerous, as they've been known to attack people when defending their young, their mates, or their territories. Frequent targets include unsuspecting joggers and hikers. Often, victims escape without injury, and actual fatal incidents from owl attacks are extremely rare. Great horned owls, and barred owls in particular, have received attention from high-profile attacks in recent years. Take 2012, for example. Back then, a large number of people in a Seattle area park reported being attacked by a great horned owl that swooped down from the trees. A similar swooping attack occurred in Salem, Oregon in 2015 when a great horned owl repeatedly struck the scalp of a jogger who ran and later escaped. great horned owls usually grow to more than 2 feet or 60 centimeters in length, with wingspans that often approach 80 inches, that's 200 centimeters. These owls are commonly found across the whole of America and usually feed off small rodents and birds, but have been known to carry off much larger prey. Now, this is where things get scary, as it has been said that the clutching force of those talons can be as strong as 500 psi, which is similar to that of a large dog. This gives their grasp the potential to disfigure, blind, or kill their victims. Great horned owls, like most owl species, tend to concentrate on the face and head in battles with larger animals.
6,
Snowy owl. Next up, we have yet another owl in the form of the snowy owl. The snowy owl, much like what its name implies, can be found in harsh Arctic tundra areas. Now, it must be said, as beautiful as this creature is, they are extremely dangerous animals. This large owl typically weighs between 3.5 and 6.5 pounds and has a wingspan up to 60 inches. Without a doubt, humans are the main threat of snowy owls. The list of natural predators that live in these conditions is very short. Animals such as Arctic foxes, jaegers, and wolves are all dangerous by nature. But much like most owls, the snowy owl is known to protect their territory aggressively. With the attack of razor-sharp talons, snowy owl could drive their predators away. If a human is a threat, they could target head and eyes. Snowy owl's attack to the eyes could be very serious.
5,
Australian magpie. Next up, we have the Australian magpie. Now, we know what you might be thinking. How can a magpie be that dangerous? They're one of the more common birds in the United Kingdom. Well, clearly you've never heard of the Australian magpie. This breed is southern relative of crows and ravens, and it is closely linked to the butcherbird family. The feeding habits of this species are relatively harmless, as it focuses largely on ground-dwelling invertebrates. But the territorial behavior of this giant songbird, with a wingspan of nearly 3 feet, ranks it among the most dangerous avian species on the planet. It has been reported that during their 6-week nesting season, the Australian magpie will violently swoop down in pairs to attack intruders wherever they're at their most vulnerable. For humans, this means that the head and face areas are the prime areas targeted. There have been multiple reports of serious eye injuries, flesh wounds, and head injuries caused by these creatures.
4,
Mute swan. Next up, we have one of the most graceful yet most violent birds on this list. The mute swan is one of the world's largest waterfowl. Much like most of the birds mentioned on this list, the mute swan is one of the most territorial birds in the world. The birds are native of Eurasia, but have been introduced to many other parts of the world, most famously North America. Mute swans, unlike other swan species, nest in park ponds, community lakes, and other sites frequented by humans, and defend their nest fiercely against potential predators. If a human approaches the lakeshore nest, the 26-pound bird will waste no time in scaring off its pursuer, as it will almost instantly charge towards them. The swan strikes its opponent with muscular wings that can span over 7 feet, and pecks and shoves until the threat is mitigated. Suddenly, swans don't seem so adorable anymore, do they? Serious injuries include the likes of broken bones, bruises, and even eye injuries.
3,
European herring gull. Measuring up to a fairly large 26 inches in length, the European herring gull is a large gull that can be found across the whole of Western Europe. It's common knowledge that these birds are known for stealing food and viciously attacking humans. The European herring gull has a wingspan of 49 to 61 inches and razor-sharp bills that can be up to 2.6 inches long. So as you're probably expecting, with bills like that, they're going to cause quite a lot of damage to their victims. Much like other birds, European herring gulls also become more aggressive and attack during nesting season. You should keep a safe distance from these birds because they attack in a team. If one herring gull is alone and being provoked, it would repeatedly call for help from other adult birds. So if you're scared of Alfred Hitchcock's film The Birds, we highly recommend you keep your distance from these things at all costs.
2,
Great Northern Loon. Next up, we have the Great Northern Loon. This bird tends to have a length between 24 to 39 inches and a wingspan of up to 60 inches. Probably the most noticeable feature of the Great Northern Loon is its long, spear-like beak. As you'd probably expect, that's going to cause a ton of damage, but we'll get to that shortly. These migratory birds spend their summer in lakes and ponds in northern United States, Canada, and Greenland. In winter, they migrate south to Pacific and Atlantic coastlines. Now, as we've previously glossed over, as you'd probably expect, their most prominent feature, their long, sharp beak, is probably the most dangerous thing about them. Like most birds on this list, they tend to target the head or neck, just like the attack of other natural predators such as bald eagles, gulls, sea otters, ravens, or skunks. Such an attack with a spear-like beak could cause serious problems.
1.
Cassowary. Finally, we have what is said to be the most dangerous bird in the entire world. The cassowary is known for having quite the horrific record when it comes to its violent outbursts. Common to New Guinea, this bird has a 5-inch long dagger-like claw attached to its second claw that can fatally harm a person. And guess what? It's actually happened before. It must be said that their legs are ridiculously powerful, like we're talking nearly as powerful as that of the ostrich, if not on par with them, as they can kick humans and dogs with violent force and can run at speeds of up to 31 miles per hour. And that's our list. Did we leave any out? Well, let us know in the comments below. Please remember to subscribe and tap the bell button to be notified when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more elite facts.